Okay. No, but I want to see the questions.
No, can I read them?
Yeah. Oh, get over there. It's filming this way. Okay, we're getting live feed up, and then we're gonna be in there in a minute here.
How do I turn it? We're live, I think.
Okay, do we have anyone joining?
We're building an audience for you.
It's on the group.
Yeah.
You want to turn it, Tara?
Like that?
No. Come here.
Oh, I just turned it on.
We're just building an audience, waiting for a couple people to join in real quick.
Perfect. It sounds great.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay, get hashtag Alan on there.
Cameron joined.
Hold on, Jim. We're feeding an audience. Building an audience.
On the Facebook or on the computer. Boy, look at that young lady dial that phone. Now I can see you both.
Okay, we good? Tara, stream it this way.
You know,
You
look
can't,
at
it
the old
doesn't.
computer.
Okay, Jim, you there?
Yeah.
What do you got? Fire alarms going off? Jim, do you hear me all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Turn it
so
off the computer and just do it on the iPhone.
yeah, that's awesome. Just do it on the iPhone. Is the sound okay for you?
There we go, that's better. I'm off the computer now.
Okay, welcome anyone joining us.
Computer now we've got on that, so that.
Welcome anybody joining us right now. If you're joining in, we're streaming right now. He's coming in through the iMac, Jim Thompson, and this is just going to be a nice quick 20-minute interview, which Morgan's going to keep track so that we don't go over. We ran into some meeting difficulties this morning because Jim's out in the woods, right? Where are you calling in from, Jim?
I'm calling in from my house out in the middle of the Goki Forest in Florida.
So Jim's out in Florida right now. I'm streaming to you from Santa Clara, California. You can actually see, if you can zoom in there, Tara, with the live feed, you can see out his window. He's beautiful out in Florida.
There we go.
And we're still, right, Jim? I'm trying to learn everything you're trying to forget.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to take a minute with Jim today and just kind of interview him on how he got started in the business, what he did with the business, where the industry took him, and also what kind of advice he has for the newer guys like you and me and that are coming up in this industry, and how to grow and keep it sustainable. So first question for you, I'm living proof that everything that you do in your program works. Your training series, right?
You've done a lot in a short period of time, okay?
And what's the difference?
Well, you've done well.
Now, Jim, what's the difference between like me and, someone else that maybe they're thinking about buying your class, or maybe they buy the class?
Well, let's look at our industry. There's 12,000, 13,000 restoration companies out there. There are guys that are dying to get off program work. There are guys that are on program work that are dying being on program work. It reminds me of a long time ago when Sears came into the carpet cleaning business when everybody was basically carpet cleaners. And they promised them all these 6 trucks going to be busy every hour of every day. And the guys were thinking, man, if I could charge 20 cents a square foot for 6 trucks, I'll be making a fortune. And what they realized was that they got 6 trucks making, but they're making 2 cents a square foot net. But they got all the business going, and that's what's going on with the program work. The program work is very good to keep guys busy, but it doesn't make a lot of profit at the end.
Right.
There are maybe 150 companies out of the 12, 13,000 that have done what you've done, Ryan. Honestly, very few guys out there jump into the deep end of the pool and get a gasket, and then let alone 2, 3, 4, a big one, semi, etc. And as you get more equipment and you get more confident and competent using it, you get bigger losses. And the more you get bigger losses, the more you learn on them. You know, everybody has to jump in the deep end of the pool sometime. But there's a lot of guys I've met that are very complacent with staying at the carpet cleaning stage of their business. Or they have 25 fans and 10 dehumidifiers, LGRs or something. Then there's a few guys like you that have really jumped into the deep end of the pool and are changing the industry in your area to your own right.
Right. And part of my goal is that, you know, we've pioneered this in our area, and I know that you see it, I see it. This is going to change the whole industry by 2022. You know?
Well, it is. I've got a good buddy of mine that I work with named Sean Folk out of Baton Rouge. And his dad had been in it for a long time, as long as I have. And I went down there 2 years ago to work with Sean. He appreciated me coming down, got to meet his family, etc. Good guy, good operation, been around a long time. And then the Baton Rouge floods hit. Well, he had did what I suggested, get together with risk managers, facility managers, emergency managers ahead of time. When the floods hit, gosh, I don't remember what it was, 36 inches in 24 hours or something. The risk manager of the school district called him up while it was still raining. They agreed that as soon as they could get into the schools, they'd get in there. He picked up 20 schools from that flood. He had to bring in David Heitman out of Chicago and some other guys to help him, other buddies. He picked up a $3 million advance his first 3 days on the job. I talked to him last month, and he had already picked up 17 of the 20 million in billing. Now, I never picked up a $3 million advance. That's a heck of a lot of money. But what he did was, and I talked to you doing the same thing, working with facility managers, working with risk managers before it happens, so that you are their resource. If you concentrate on what the client needs and what client you want to work for, you're going to do much better than chasing a loss. There's so many guys in our industry that chase a loss. Fire truck goes down the street, you have 10 restoration guys, 15 PAs out there. Right. If you can become the go-to resource for that school district, for that corporation, for that company, for that municipality, hospital, university, you don't have to chase it anymore. Your call,
right.
Your prices are approved 6 months ahead of time.
Resourcefulness.
You just pick up the check.
Right, so the mobilization of resourcefulness is the ultimate resource in this industry, because there's a lot of fear that I've had it, and all I have to learn to just gut the fears out of my mindset that you're not going to have the cash, you're not going to have the equipment, you're not going to have the experience.
Welcome to the deep end of the pool, buddy.
Welcome to the deep end of the pool, says Jim Thompson. And it's all about, we are a network of 12,000 contractors that, you know, if you can utilize and be your resourcefulness, you know, that's what we do.
Right, yeah, but you want to use them.
Right.
In all honesty.
Now what?
Guys that honestly should not jump into the deep end of the pool because they're so used to playing with the small dogs. That's what they need to do.
Right. So this is not right for 99% of contract of.
I wouldn't say 99, but say at least 50%. It's not because, and Dan Murray, a very good friend of mine, used to be president of Munchers and service master out of Canada. He's a good friend. He's got the restoration coach. Very good professional coach.
Right.
He said a lot of guys don't want to work as hard as I did.
Right.
Hard as you are.
But we're safe to say that there's 6,000.
That's something.
We're safe to say that there's 6,000 contractors out there that are willing to work hard. They just need the tools. They need that proximity of guys like you and me every single day. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes a day, that's what I create is the value.
On top of that, though, out of the 6,000, take out another 4,000 of that 6,000 that wants to grab every dime they can every 10 minutes on the loss, and they put in too much equipment. They do the warehouse dump. They put in equipment that's not needed, etc. Because there's a hungry ingredient that they want to eat as much as they can this week. And what you and I have worked on is the long-term goal. Think with your client's pocketbook. They will realize if you're trying to get every dime you can, and they'll realize that you're really out there using every check in the book, every trick in the book to save them business, to get them in business, to save money. And who would you rather have work for you? The guy that's out there putting on more stuff than you need when you have your truck fixed, or the guy that absolutely says, I saved you money here, I saved you money here, got you out of the shop early so you can get back in business.
So
what
Jim,
people want to do with the people who really have the customer's best interest at heart. And by doing that, Ryan, you can make untold money over the years. Lots of money. It's just, you gotta think with the customer's pocketbook. And a lot of guys in our industry think about how much can I add on to this today to make all the money I can make? And that's just, in my opinion, the wrong way to go.
so what I'm hearing is, well, two things I want you to answer. The number one, it's never been about the money. I know it's not about the money to you. It's not about the money to me. It's about creating value to the end user, which is the client. That's number one. Number two, I want to hear from you, like, what is large loss to you? What does it mean to you? What is it? When you think large loss, what's the first two thoughts that come into your head?
Well, most people in our industry, a lot of adjusting companies, think that it's a dollar amount. Major case unit, Travers, they over 100,000 is a large loss, goes to the major case units out of the local guys. Other companies have it where it's their GAs. It goes to the general adjusters, regional GAs, executive GAs, national GAs, etc. What I found is a large loss to me is, what is it that my client needs most right now to get him back in business? My bill to tube and current in Mexico in a Walmart store was like $1,750 plus the charter aircraft to get there. It was nothing. Even with the charter aircraft, it was $8,000. I had a job at the home office of McLean Trucking in Temple, Texas. They had a 1 million square foot warehouse, $40,000 worth of, $4 million worth of candy bars and a 40,000 square foot section, had a dumpster fire. I flew in there in the middle of the night. Risk manager met me there, old friend. I went thermofogging, did a control barrier on the dumpster, flew out, including the charter airplane flight. My bill was $15,000, including the charter airplane flight down in the middle of the night.
So Jim,
My next bill for him, my next bill to him was $1.3 million, and I cleared over $1 million net. So a lot of people would not think $15,000 is a big loss. We not think about that at all. Houses are that all the time. But if your next loss, you net $1 million, maybe what I did saving him that $4 million worth of candy bars to him was important. And the next time when he had a major problem with the hurricane that took the roof off a couple times, 2 different hurricanes same building, he totally trusted me. In fact, we got lunch in a couple of weeks together. Next week, I guess. But anyway, so the bottom line is, as opposed to thinking of how much money can I make today, if you think about how much service can I do to these guys,
right,
the millions will come, and they really will.
Yeah, and I agree with you because, not long ago I did get into one of those $1 million loss where we provided unmatched value of a company that was shipping out $250,000 worth per day, and we were able to provide that value to them that was $10 million worth of value to them. So they're willing to pay $800,000 to mobilize you, right? And just remember, I I mean, I came from the same thing, very, very small operation, residential, doing carpet cleans. How did you start, Jim? How'd you get in the industry?
My dad, I was in the Navy down in San Diego in the early 70s, and I got hired on a part-time basis on the weekends selling carpet cleaning, walking through La Mesa and La Jolla and places like that. And, you know, it was pretty fun because I made $60 cash for a Navy guy making $374 over 2 weeks, $60 to $60 cash. And we go and say, knock next door and say, hey, we're next door at the Johnson's house. We're doing the carpets there tomorrow afternoon. We don't have anything to do in the morning. If you have us come here, we'll do it at half price because we're already here. What's your name? Your name's Smith. And we go next door and say, we're at the Smith's house in the morning. There's nobody there in the afternoon. How about if we did this place at half price? Give me one name, I own the block. I came back after the NAB. My dad was a public adjuster. He was a public adjuster. He was a mortician, and he was a politician, a state representative. And he said they're getting $600 to put 1 gallon of this Crown 999 into a tri-jet fogger. He said, as a PA, I'll get you the loss. You give me $300. You keep $300. $300 for doing this. 20 minutes later, you're out of there. Hey, I like it. Give me all you can. I didn't know that Crown 999 was flammable. I shouldn't be using it reheat ovens and factories. But I just like deodorizing. I just really like deodorizing. I like being able to make $10,000 or $20,000 in 15 or 20 minutes. And at the same time, saving my clients $7.5 million worth of merchandise. So Factory Asia picked me up. GAB at the time picked me up. I started handling large losses in the early 80s. Ran into Cliffs Lotnick, owner of Unsmoked, Lloyd Weaver, been in the carpet dryer. I hooked up with them. They mentored me, buddy. They showed me the ropes, how to get into air handling systems in hotels and what to do with the interstitial spaces and how to handle ductwork and how to handle elevator shafts and hoistways and all sorts of fun stuff. And I don't know, 30 years later, 25 years later, I had 10 semis, 28,000 square foot office. I had the biggest yacht in the yacht club, which Jerry Burns, who's one of the founders of Instar, had a nice 32-foot boat. Mine was much bigger than his. I thought that's kind of funny. You know, I didn't take the company aircraft over to the Bahamas, shoot my family there on the company yacht. So made a lot of money, paid a lot of millions in taxes, had a nice beach house, etc. But it all went back to just spending all night thermofogging, spending all night. I was the first guy in our industry to put semi-trucks underneath deskins. Once they put deskins on there, within a matter of 6 months, Teresa over at Muncher's Inn, now Belcourt, they started doing that. Now everybody's got semi-trucks with deskins on. How you got semi-trucks with deskins on? I mean, everybody's got semi-trucks with deskins. But at the time, it was pretty new stuff. Now, I think that the world is changing. I think that there's going to be chemical and biological situations that have not been addressed. But, you know, we've talked about that too. But the main thing about it is insurance companies still want to save money, and corporations still want to save their ability to deliver their product to their clients, called market share.
Right.
Now, one of the challenges is, and I told you about this too, some of the guys I've worked with, like Sean Falk, etc., are starting to get into these big freaking losses. And Sean sent 3 guys to this workshop I got on Tuesday in Orlando with the Sunbelt corporate traders about how to hook the stuff up. You get to the point, as you know with your big boy toys, it's not the same as hooking in an LGR when you're hooking up 483 phase, you know, Quado cable, or NPN cable, bigger than that. So there is a learning curve. What Zlotnick did with me and helped me on the big leagues, he referred me, Cliff did to other people, and now I'm working with them, showing them the ropes. Now I'm being called a pioneer of our industry. And I said yesterday to a service master or whatever, it said I'm a pioneer because I got all the arrows in my back. But it's really Cliff.
Because you got the arrows in your back?
Yeah, that's how you tell a true pioneer, because one of all the arrows in the back. Now I'm having so much fun when I hear from you about you bought a semi. I seen the semi. Oh, you bought a brand new T800 Kenworth. I haven't used T600. Was proud of that. I haven't used one. I never. I'm doing what the hell? Get a couple $100,000 a month. Anyway, you did. I get calls from Sean. Hey, Jim, I couldn't have done it without you. $3 million. I got $3 million in the first week. You know, I'm so glad I said that. You know, that for me is really a great phone call. I didn't get that. Of course, he said the 3 guys in the workshop next week at Sunbelt. But when I'm getting calls from these guys, I never could have done it. Ben Bass out there in the Carolinas, he's now picking up some pretty good sized work. The first week or two of the business, he went to work for his brother. I worked with him. I said, Ben, try to get 125 up front and go. He gives me a call a couple weeks later. Jim, I got a check for 125,000, just like you said the first couple of days. I said, Ben, that's great. How big was the loss? He goes, 250. I went, hell, you got half up front. How the hell did you do that, Jim?
Well, Jim, if we go back to, you say that, hey, there's probably about 4,000 companies in the industry that are actually willing to work hard enough to make this happen. And I challenge you, what percentage of those companies, they're all willing to work hard, but are actually willing to take action?
Is an old cliche you want, buddy. They all work hard. Don't think cleaning that, that square foot an hour a night with carb is not hard work. That's hard work. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot more fun to sit in 150 LTRs and 3 deskets like you know.
Right. But first thing I did,
put them in, and then you make $100,000 in 4 days. That is an easier $100,000 than doing $100/$1,000 2 rooms in a hall wash.
but what's the difference? Well, I know the difference with me is the minute I met you, I didn't even have to think twice. I booked your flight. I think our total bill at the end of it for 3 days of training, or what was it, 3 days, was probably $6,000. But I didn't think twice about it. Did I have the money? No. Did I have the time? No. But was it something I could not afford to pass up the opportunity to have Jim come work with me? And so
anyway, I lost you there, buddy. You back?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Our industry is still there where you don't need money. You don't need education. You don't need family connections. And you can make many, many millions of dollars in your pocket in your lifetime. I don't know any other industry that you can buy a fan for $200, rent it $28.50 a day for 10 years.
Right.
2 weeks out of it.
And my goal now, it's really about, my goal is about the connection of resources with the disasters, because there's so many idle, underutilized resources in every market that when the disasters do hit, we don't have groups and connections that are unbiased to connect resources with disaster. So my new global initiative is, to create this pool through my group that's not biased to the insurance carriers, to any companies, any old-time relationships. The only thing it's biased towards is that disaster, real time in that moment, and mobilizing the resources. And Jim, I appreciate all your help. I really appreciate all the technical difficulties sticking with us. I know it wasn't easy to get you streaming from the woods. And
the reason we live in the woods.
And
Joe Bain, the president of May, California Construction, one time told me there's 27 Folds in LA. They have a shopping mall in every day one of them. Amazed how they bought them, celebrated, etc. But if you look at it as if that happens, if it happens in your Bay Area, etc., who the hell's going to handle it? If something happened really
so, in closing our interview, we combined together are the unstoppable force that's going to handle this. And that's why I challenge you.
That's my point.
Yeah, and I challenge you from the live feed to join me. We are the Inc. 5000 second fastest growing environmental company in America. And I join you and challenge you to join me in this global initiative. And this is just what we offer publicly. But I'm sure you could imagine what we offer privately in our private Facebook group that you can click the link below and join today.
You want to know something real fast? Every restoration company has the same damn problems. It's how they solve them that separates the smaller guys from the bigger guys from the whatever. They've all got the same challenges. And that's one thing I found in 5 years consulting guys like you. They've all got the same problem. And they don't have to learn that whole ladder by themselves again. I've been there, you've been there. Better,
Well, Jim, thank you very much.